Well, President Obama was in Michigan this week. He was taking his message about the minimum wage and raising it here to Michigan. And he stopped by and he had a sandwich at Zingerman's, of course, because that's what you have to do when you're in Ann Arbor. And Nolan, you loved that part of the story.
Well, I thought it was so rich. You know, you're in here saying, well, look, Zingerman's, they pay their workers more than minimum wage. Why can't everybody pay their workers more than minimum wage? $16 for a sandwich. His bill for his one lunch was $23. You go out to Warren or Taylor and try to sell that to these small business people.
That's a good sandwich, though,
just
Nolan. Nolan, that is a good sandwich from
Of course it is.
Zingerman's.
Of course it is, but not everybody can afford that. And I mean, you go out in other places and tell a businessman, hey, just charge $16 for your sandwiches. You'll be okay.
Well, I think the other thing, though, Zingerman's is world-renowned for the business structure that it has, and part of that is paying competitive wages. Now, $16 sounds like a lot for a sandwich, and it would be in Warren. It's not in Ann Arbor. Zingerman's is not priced out of that market, and so I think the point he's making is it's possible to pay people a living wage. That's not
depending on your product and your location.
Of course.
I mean, you can't. But you take a guy in Detroit running a little deli selling, you know, meat and cheese sandwiches. You can charge $16 for those.
You can't charge $16 for that.
I mean, how much? What's the market tolerate on that?
Well, but the market has always tolerated increases in the minimum.
But and it's always cost workers every time we've done it.
And then that catches up when the
can this economy at this point afford to lose?
I think that's a great question. I don't know that I think that's the best way to do it. I think there are other ways to get money into people's pockets.
And so how happy were the proponents for the Michigan or the minimum wage raise here in Michigan that the president was coming into town and talking about this?
I think they had to be very happy. I mean, this is an issue that I was skeptical about 3-4 months ago, whether it would play. The polls now say you've got a majority of people saying that they want to see it happen, and so getting the president in to rally behind that is not a bad idea. It also helps him in Washington, where he's trying to raise it at the federal level.
You can't smile and shake your head like that, Nolan. The reaction is priceless.
The happiest person was Terry Lynn Land, because there was Gary Peters trotting along behind the president saying, I'm with him, I support his agenda.
And I'll eat the same sandwich.
Yeah, he's having corned beef, I'm having corned beef. Man, there's 100 sound bites out of that for her campaign.
All right, and we'll watch that. One thing I wanted to get to before the end of the show, in just the 2 minutes that we have left, is a story that's developing that came out today, actually on Thursday, talking about a possible corruption probe into Detroit City Council. I was a little taken aback by that and surprised. You're laughing. Don't laugh about that.
Where have you been for the last 10 years?
But again, the thought that we have been talking about the corruption era in the city of Detroit done, the fact that there have been so many prosecutions, the fact that the attorney's office has been so aggressive in going after it, that there would be some whiff of something, or is I'm just naive?
Well, I think you still have patterns of practice in the way that we do things in Detroit that are not the way that they should be. And was this across the line? I don't think I know. I don't think anybody knows. Lots of stuff goes to the grand jury all the time and doesn't result in anything. And so I think you got to be real careful about jumping to conclusions. But the scenario that's being laid out here is not implausible, right? Pay to play to try to get somebody votes to be in leadership. That's not just Detroit. Wayne County, all over the place. This is how we have done business.
But what's surprising about this, and what's sort of, suspicious about this, is the investigation is not focusing on Brenda Jones, who won the council race, and we know there was horse trading there. Cushenberry said, yeah, we made deals. It's on Santil Jenkins, the losing candidate, who has been one of the highest integrity council people we've had around there. I think, if this very well may reflect the zero tolerance policy of Barb McQuaid. She's got a standing grand jury. She hears a rumor. She's going to bring in people to figure out if it's true or not.
See what happens. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And that is going to do it for My Week tonight. Thanks for joining us. We are on Twitter, we are on Facebook, and we are always at myweek.org. I'm Christy McDonald. Have a great night. We'll see you next week. Take care.
Recently, Michigan's economy has begun to turn around. Michigan's gained over 250,000 new jobs. We've paid off $20 billion in long-term debt. And our population is increasing for the first time in a decade. But to make Michigan a top 10 state, there's still plenty of work to be done. Step up and help put Michigan on top. Learn what you can do at MichiganTurnaroundPlan.com.
Funding is also provided by Delta,